3 of what I like about the Dragon Ball franchise. So look, I like, and again, these videos are gonna be a little bit all over the place, but it's like I'm gonna try to keep them straightforward as possible. I like the fact that after Dragon Ball is over and we get into Dragon Ball Z, which everybody saw Dragon Ball Z before Dragon Ball. If you say you saw Dragon Ball first, your ass is either old as hell or you lying. Because everybody watched Dragon Ball Z first, bro. I swear, bro. But I like how we find out the reasons why Goku is so strong and so powerful, and we get to see the origin of that, which is we get to see, a small bit of Planet Vegeta. We see, Bardock and all the Saiyans trying to fight Frieza. He blows up Planet Vegeta, and we meet Raditz. Raditz is one of our first freaking villains in Dragon Ball Z, and we meet Raditz. He's literally voiced by the same person who voices Yusuke in the very first English dub that I watched. Of course, you got the Ocean dub, you got the Dragon Ball Z Kai dub, but you got the original Funimation dub that I watched as a kid. And that's honestly my favorite one personally. But it is what it is. And I liked the beginning of Dragon Ball Z because I like how he takes Gohan, the son. We get to meet Gohan, which I really love the fact that Goku decided to name his son Gohan after his grandpa Gohan. I love that. That is so freaking fire. And to name your son after your grandpa, that's some heat. And I like the fact that we get to see the team later on. We get to see Krillin, we get to see Bulma, Master Roshi, all our little homies or whatever. And we get to see Oolong, which Oolong is freaking hilarious, bro. The fact that he's such a pervert in the original Dragon Ball, he calms it down a lot in the second one in Dragon Ball Z, in in the sequel to Dragon Ball Z. He calms down a lot of his perviness. Master Roshi's perviness is also calmed down, but I have like the uncut orange box set that everybody freaking hates. And there's some scenes in there where Master Roshi is wilding. Like, he literally rubs Bulma's butt. And I'm like, bro, you are wilding, bro. Chill, bro. At least he's rubbing her butt now, and she's an adult now. He was wilding back in the day, bro. I'm like, you gotta chill, bro. But, sexually harassing women is not okay. But this is a dang comic book. It's a Japanese comic book. Disclaimer, I don't think that shit is okay. But it's funny in the sense of the manga. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too because she literally beats his ass after he does it. So it's not like just like a dude is creepy. It's like, nah, he gets what he deserves with the creepiness. And it's a trope that's been, around for so damn long. But I do like the what is it called? I like the very first fight that Goku has with Raditz because it's him and Piccolo teaming up, which was pretty mind-blowing for a lot of people who actually did watch Dragon Ball first. It's like, holy crap, Piccolo Jr. and Goku are literally fighting Goku's brother. And us finding out that Goku had a brother was crazy. And you can see that Toriyama is kind of going more in the direction of the sci-fi aspect of Dragon Ball, which I really like a lot, and which made me love it so much as a kid because I really love the Scouters, and I really love the suits that the Frieza Force and the Saiyans wear. They're really freaking iconic. Like, you know exactly what the suit is from when you see it. It's kind of like how iconic Pokeballs are. Like, you just know what it is when you see it. And I really love, finding out that Goku has a brother, and his brother is pretty freaking powerful compared to him, and Goku and Piccolo have to literally team up to beat him. And I like how now his name is Piccolo. Like, his name is not Piccolo Jr. no more, he's just Piccolo. And it was crazy seeing that fight because Goku ends up dying, and then it's like we literally have this whole arc of Gohan. Like, if you count the filler where Gohan's like running around and stuff and doing random stuff and he meets the robot or whatever, but you have like this whole arc of Piccolo, Goku's mortal enemy, literally training his son. And then, because the Saiyans are coming, we hear that Vegeta and Nappa are coming, and seeing Vegeta and Nappa for the first time was really cool. I really like how the colors are kind of off color for Vegeta's Saiyan armor, like that like weird kind of rainbow looking color of his suit. It's like all these like different colors and stuff. And they end up changing it in freaking Dragon Ball Z Kai, if I remember they get the colors right. But I like the different colored suit that Vegeta has at first, and I like how we see. Hold on. And I like how we see that Goku. I mean, I like how we see that Nappa and Vegeta go to different planets, and we see them like destroying planets and stuff like that. It's like really cool. You know what I'm saying? Um, like when they destroy that like that bug planet, I thought that was really cool as a kid. It just looks awesome. But then it turns out that that apparently was filler, and I'm like, why is everything filler? Dang, you know, because people always use that to prove that the Dragon Ball Z characters can literally blow up a planet, you know, when they're at the beginning of the series. Um, but it's like a lot of people are like, that's filler, that's not real. Because there's always like those Naruto versus Goku debates. And I'd be like, we still having those debates, bro. Like, that's still going on. It's pretty clear that, you know, Goku can literally beat Naruto. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that, bro. You know. But yeah, I really love like the aspects of freaking Dragon Ball Z. Like, I love the fact that like I love everything about Dragon Ball Z, to be honest. Like I love the freaking suits that they wear. I love hearing about the Frieza Force. I love how evil Frieza is as a character, and I just love everything about the sci-fi aspect of Dragon Ball Z. So finding out that Goku's actually an alien from a freaking different planet that was actually ruled by Vegeta, to me was like Vegeta's dad, and that there are actually like we found out in Super that there's like 4 Vegetas. So it's like King Vegeta's dad's name is Vegeta, so there was Grandpa Vegeta and Great Grandpa Vegeta, and I really want to know more about that. I'm not gonna lie, but I just really love that whole sci-fi aspect and us meeting Goku's brother, and I like the whole Scouter thing. I really like how Scouters look because those are iconic too, and I like how later on we get to see the whole part of Dragon Ball Z where it's like Goku literally died and it's like the Z fighters are trying to train to get ready to fight the Saiyans, and it's like Goku's just running on Snake Way the whole time, and then we see like some filler there with like the weird girl or whatever, and then we see the part where it's like Goku literally falls off Snake Way and then has like a freaking race with the two the blue buff dude and the red buff dude, like he literally falls off in hell. And I love how like back in the day it was called Heffel, but if you like watch like the uncut box set, it like says Hell, and you know it's from Hell. And instead of Goku talking about the characters dying and being sent to a different dimension, it actually talks about how like they could get sent to hell and stuff like that. I like how in the box sets like we get a little bit more uncutness from it. But yeah, I always really like the vibe. I also like the vibe of Dragon Ball Z because the music has like an old cartoon feel to it, kind of like Scooby Doo, and I really like that, and that was always freaking cool to me, the little old feel of like the music, because again I grew up with the box sets and I grew up with the show on TV, so I grew up with the Bruce Faulkner music, but I also grew up with like hearing like the old school music on the DVDs. Because I never changed it over to the Faulkner music, because you can actually change the background music audio over to the Faulkner music, but I never did that. I always had just the normal music on there because I just wanted to watch it. But yeah, so I like the idea of the Saiyans coming to Earth. They look really cool. They're iconic. I love how ruthless freaking what's it called, Vegeta is. Like he literally kills Nappa, and all this stuff. The Cybermen thing was interesting. Like one of the Cybermen literally beats Yamcha, and he always gets called like like useless or whatever. I don't really think Yamcha though is like a useless character. I just think they never really do nothing with him really. Like they could have used him so much better, but they didn't. It became the story. It's kind of like the same problem that Naruto has, where Naruto is just all about the Uchihas, and it's all about freaking Naruto. but they have like someone like Rock Lee. Like Rock Lee could be like Rock Lee is iconic already. We love Rock Lee, but he could have been like 10 times better, you know. But yeah, man, it's like I liked the whole fight of where it's like the Z fighters fighting the two Saiyans, and then Goku comes and just disrespects the heck out of Nappa, but it's like Vegeta's the one who ends up killing him. And then I love the part that I really love about the Saiyan saga the most is the part where it's literally it's Goku, Yajirobe is hiding, and it's the Vegeta turns into a Saiyan 8, a Great Ape, and it's literally like Gohan also turns into a Great Ape. I like that part, and then I like the part where it's like Yajirobe literally cuts Vegeta's tail off and he gets turned back to normal. And then it's like Krillin wants to kill him, and then Goku's like, "No, let him leave." And it's like it's crazy because him doing that gave us one of the most iconic characters of Dragon Ball of all time, which is Vegeta. Because apparently he was supposed to be like a one-off character, like he was supposed to just be a villain one time, and then we never see him again. But everybody loved him so much to where we just seen now we see him like in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like he's literally the one of the original characters. He's one of the original like rival characters who's like friends with his rival, kind of thing. Where like all the anime characters kind of try to copy it now. Like you have like Deku and Bakugo. You have like Sasuke and Naruto. Who else? You have who is Luffy's rival? I guess Blackbeard is Luffy's rival. Okay, well you got Law and you got freaking Kid. Those kind of count. Um, I guess those kind of count. But yeah, bro. So I really like that. Like that whole fight where it's just Vegeta fighting the Goku, Gohan, and Krillin and Yajirobe is like some of my favorite parts in Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? In Dragon Ball Z. Um, and I like how like Vegeta leaves, and then we get the Namek arc, which is like one of the best arcs of all time too. Like seeing like where Piccolo came from. Dragon Ball Z gave us a lot of backstory. I even like when you really think about it. As much as people be like, no, Toriyama doesn't really give us a lot of backstory. He actually really did. Like we got to learn where Piccolo came from. We got to learn where Goku came from. You know, Planet Vegeta for Goku and the Saiyans, and then Planet Namek for Piccolo. And we get to find out that like Piccolo is actually like I mean they told us in Dragon Ball, but Piccolo was two different people. You know what I'm saying? He like split. I mean he wasn't two different people. He was one person who split in two. And Kami is like the positive side, and then King Piccolo was like the evil side. You know what I'm saying? And y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. But I like the fact that it's like there's like this little arc of them trying to figure out how they're gonna get to Namek, and then they find Piccolo's old ship, Boma and what's it called? Mr. Popo go and find it, and they literally go halfway across the world to find that ship. And I like how Mr. Popo has literally like a magic carpet that just has you go halfway across the world. Like what the hell? That's really cool. I would love to have one of those for real life, bro. The only thing is in real life, like if you actually use that, like your whole body would just like disintegrate because you're moving so dang fast, bro. There would have to be some like magical field that keeps you from dying or whatever. But anime logic. But yeah, I like that part of the story. I always thought like when it comes to the characters, I always thought it was interesting how like Bulma is like it's like she's super intelligent and smart, but then at the same time it's like she kind of acts like a little slut, bro. It's like weird, bro. Like they kind of like mixed her like that. It's like how are you a super intelligent scientist but also like a thought? I always thought that was just random as a kid. Of course, I didn't use the word thought, but I put two and two together and like noticed that it's like they make her look smart, but they make her look dumb sometimes at the same time. Even though I really like Bulma, I think she's pretty iconic. Her and Misty from Pokemon are like really iconic, like hotheads, like angry chicks. Um, but I always just thought it was weird how they kind of do her like that. But I really like her as a character because I like the fact that she's hella smart, and I like the fact that later on in like Dragon Ball Super, we actually get to see her be more smart, and we see her as a mother. Like she actually has a lot of character growth, to be honest, because it she feels like a mom in Dragon Ball Super. Like she and she is one, of course, but when you compare like her from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, she genuinely does grow. Like she does feel like she goes from a snotty nosed, irritating little teenager to a in her 20s, in her 30s, woman, you know, to a highly intelligent professor who's like in her 40s. Like she really does have a lot of character growth in the background. Um, and she does feel like she genuinely changed as a character. Like even when you listen to her voice, like when you listen to her as a teenager, she's trying to like, like seduce some men with her prettiness to get them to do what they want, to get them to do what she wants. And freaking Goku's like, I don't want to touch your dirty old thing. Goku funny as hell, bro. Goku like, I don't care about that, bro. I'm trying to look for the Dragon Balls, bro. He's like, don't touch my grandpa's Dragon Ball, bro. I'm hella dead. But yeah, it's like her character growth is pretty good, bro. And then when you look at Goku, Goku most definitely has changed a lot over the years too. Like changing from being a child prodigy to being a young adult to being a adult in your 20s and 30s to now being like in his 40s and 50s. I don't really like the change of the split, like the change of how he acts in Dragon Ball Super. But in Dragon Ball GT, even though he gets turned into a little kid, it's like his attitude doesn't annoy me. In Dragon Ball Super, it's almost like he acts like he used to act in Dragon Ball. But what's weird though? Sometimes it feels like he was more intelligent in Dragon Ball than he is in Dragon Ball Super. But I mean, Dragon Ball Super low key is like a soft reboot in a way. It's kind of like they just wanted to make another series of Dragon Ball. Like there are some people who don't even consider it canon, even though it is, and I can understand why they like think like that. Like I get it, because in Dragon Ball Super, he feels like in Dragon Ball Z, he feels like he's like highly intelligent, and even at the end of Dragon Ball, he feels highly intelligent. But in Dragon Ball Super, they make him seem like he's kind of dumb, but he's literally the oldest he's ever been in Dragon Ball Super, pretty much. If you don't count the end of Z, because that's only a couple of episodes. And if you don't count GT, because GT is not canon or whatever. Um, there's always that split. Like, somebody said that Toriyama said that Dragon Ball GT happens in a different universe. Honestly, it would be better if he said that Super also is like a parallel universe. Because I kind of like the story of Dragon Ball Z more than Super. I'm not going to lie. I would prefer for them to have that, like Dragon Ball Super just be a different universe. And then in Dragon Ball Z, it's like that little middle gap, which I always say they chose like the stupidest gap to put Super in. I don't know why they didn't do it as the end of Z. You get what I'm saying? Like all this stuff could have happened at the end of Z versus it happening in between after they beat Boo up into the end of Z. Why didn't they just have it at the end of Z? Like I never understood why they didn't just do it like that. We see him training with Oob, but then Oob goes and trains with Whis and Beerus and stuff. That would have been way cooler. Like the story would have been more interesting like that. But I'm thinking too deep into it. But shoot, I want to kind of do a what if story like that, but that would be interesting as hell, bro. Just a freestyle story like that. That would actually be pretty cool. But yeah, bro. What else? Planet Namek was a really good saga, bro. The Namek saga is fire, and the reason why it's fire is because we see Vegeta get so many kills. He gets like a lot of his revenge. He gets his revenge. He literally kills so many different people. He's literally a ruthless warrior, and I love when he I always forget his name. Y'all know the one that looks kind of like Loki, like Octopus, the blue one that talks hella mess to Vegeta. He's also part of the Frieza Force. I love when he kills him. That's like one of my favorite scenes in the story. And that's honestly one of my favorite Vegetas, bro. Like, I just love how crazy and terrifying he is on Planet Namek. Like, he's not trustworthy. He's a villain. He's a warrior. He's doing things for himself. He literally has a plan to wish for himself to be immortal so he can fight Frieza and wear him down until he can defeat him. And it kind of bums me out because to a certain degree, I remember watching Dragon Ball Z Kai as a kid and wishing that Vegeta wished that he was immortal, and we get like a 30 episode fight of him fighting Frieza. I always felt like that would have been really cool. Like a what if, there probably is a what if story about what if Vegeta actually would have became immortal and fought Frieza on Planet Namek. I feel like that would have been some heat. I ain't gonna lie. But um, honestly, all them kills that Vegeta had were iconic, and I love the vibe of Planet Namek because we don't know if Gohan and Krillin, because they get there first, of course, and then Goku gets there later on, and he's in his ship training. And I love the little training montage of Goku training on his way to Namek. I freaking love that. But Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan, of course, get to Planet Namek, and you know they find Vegeta or whatever, and you know it's like they literally have to fight the Ginyu Force and all that stuff. And I like the vibe of it because it's like we know that Vegeta is a villain, but we know the Ginyu Force is a villain. And it's like we have this scared feeling of, oh crap, Krillin and Gohan could die at any time. Goku is not here. The whole feel of Dragon Ball on Planet Namek is so good. And then we know that this nigga Frieza is flying around somewhere in his little pod like Dr. Eggman. And it's like we know that he's even stronger than everybody else on the planet. And we're so eager to see like his fight with Goku. You know, as a kid, it's like you know that fight is about to be some heat. You know, that's how I felt as a kid. I was like, bro, this about to be fire, bro. You know. But man, just all of that, and then us finally getting to the actual fight later on, where it's like Goku fighting Frieza. I remember that was more hype than the Goku versus Jiren fight. Like finally seeing Goku get out of the pod and then fight freaking Frieza was so hype. But before that, Goku fighting Ginyu and then Ginyu switching bodies with him, that was like a really cool twist. Like, oh shit, Ginyu can switch bodies with people? And then it's like Krillin and Gohan fight Captain Ginyu and literally whoop him because Ginyu doesn't know how to control Goku's body and doesn't understand how Goku's body works and doesn't know how his powers work. You know, it's interesting when you see that because I feel like that's like one example of an anime where it's like a character actually stole somebody's body but literally doesn't know any of their powers. That's like the one time we see something like that because usually when people like steal a person's body or they steal their powers, it's like they immediately automatically know how to use their powers and stuff like they've been in their body since they were born or something. So that's actually a really good twist that nobody ever talks about. But everything about the Ginyu Force was fire. I personally think the Ginyu Force is iconic, even though everybody's like, oh, they're like a sus squad. Bro, they still was iconic, bro. It's like, that was kind of the whole point because Frieza was sus. Like, the whole point was all these niggas is sus as hell, bro. I mean, Frieza literally used to look like he was wearing, like, pink lipstick. And a lot of people thought he was a woman, you know, when we were younger because he has the same voice as Genkai from freaking Yu Yu Hakusho. So everybody thought he was a girl. You know, they have the same voice actor in English, the original one, before, what's his name, rest in peace, Chris Ayres, took over, you know, in Dragon Ball Z Kai. And I like both of their voices, honestly. I really like the abridged voice actor, too. I like his Frieza. He does a really good Frieza. But yeah, man, like, I really like the, what's it called? I really liked the whole, just everything about Namek was really good. And I just like the anticipation and just like the whole waiting for Goku to get to Namek was just really good. It's just, it felt good. And then him finally getting to Namek and whooping all of the Ginyu Force, and then Vegeta literally kills them afterwards and breaks their necks and I'm like Vegeta's freaking crazy, bro. I love this nigga. Because he was really good. Like, Vegeta's like the original crazy dude, like, when it comes to anime. Like, he's one of the very first ones I've seen where he's literally doing, like, crazy stuff. Like, Dragon Ball was very controversial when I was a kid. Like, I mean, this nigga was literally breaking necks. And freaking, what was it? I believe it was Raccoon that literally broke Gohan's neck. Gohan is a little kid, and he broke a little kid's neck, bro. I'm like, bro, this show is crazy. Like, now when you new young dudes watch anime, it's like, it's completely different. Like, y'all see that every other episode, you see something like that. Like, you watch Demon Slayer now, everybody's getting chopped up and cutting up demons. But when we were as a kid, like, Dragon Ball Z was like, holy crap, like, you literally broke a little kid's neck, bro. Like, That was wild to us back when we was kids, bro. I mean, y'all watch like Demon Slayer now, where that just constantly happens. You constantly seeing somebody dying or going to hell and all that stuff, you know. Or you watch, you know, y'all watch freaking what's another one that the new generation watches? JJK. I mean, you know, y'all see it now. It's like it ain't nothing to y'all, but when we was young, we was like, damn, like this is crazy, you know, because Dragon Ball Z was one of the first anime that used to do that, you know. Besides, you know, when you watch like other shows, other anime shows at the time didn't do stuff like this, you know, like Digimon, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty dark too, though. I ain't gonna lie, there was some wild stuff going on in Yu-Gi-Oh. Even the 4 kids Yu-Gi-Oh, it was pretty crazy sometimes. They had to change guns into lasers, and they had to like remove guns and stuff like that from the original Yu-Gi-Oh. The original Yu-Gi-Oh was a wild one. I remember all the parents back in the day thought that Yu-Gi-Oh was hella demonic. I ain't gonna hold you. Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty demonic, bro. As much as I like the whole Egyptian aspect and all that stuff, it is pretty demonic. It's like dark as hell, bro. I mean, you're fighting with like evil spirits and stuff, especially when you get into like the Capsule Monsters saga and all that stuff. It is pretty dark, and getting sent to the Shadow Realm. But apparently, in the what's it called, in the Japanese sub, apparently there is no Shadow Realm. You just get killed. You just get sent to hell, bro. So the Shadow Realm is really just like the Shadow Realm. They brought that out, bro, in the 4 kids English dub, bro. I wish they would redub the original Yu-Gi-Oh and make it TV 14 and put it on Cartoon Network. That would be some heat. It's like I don't have cable, but I would watch that like online or whatever. That would be some heat. Oh, this is another video that's a little long ago, bro. But y'all like, comment, subscribe if y'all enjoy my whole what I like about Dragon Ball series. Next, of course, I'm gonna do, you know, the androids and Cell, and you know, I'm trying to get to Dragon Ball Super. I don't want it to be like 70 videos of me talking about this. I want it to be like a good 4 or 5. But like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoy my videos. Click that little bell or whatever. And remember, I got multiple channels. Got the writing channel, Low Key Sule. Literally just put in Low Key Sule and my stuff pops up. So it's like, it is what it is. But I got my After Dark channel and my main channel, and those are the ones that I'm actually active on like right now, because I'm trying to get my video count up, you know, because I notice a lot of people start popping off when they get around like 1K, you know. It's crazy though, because there's some channels I see where they literally have 10 videos and they have like 30K subscribers already. I'm like, how are you, like, what? How are you even doing that, bro? But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want to hear anything else. Again, like I said before in one of my other videos, you can leave super big comments, and you can spam comments if you want to, you know, tell me about your experiences of what I'm talking about. So for right now, I'm talking about the Dragon Ball franchise. Y'all comment in the comment section. Tell me what y'all love about the Dragon Ball franchise. Tell me, you know, how much you like it, just like I do. And if you have videos on it, I'll watch your videos. Just, you know, tell me in the comment section. But I hope you guys have a good one. Peace and blessings. Take care. Love y'all.